Alright, hello. It is Andrew, and welcome back to another episode of Skate Progression. This is the video for March 25th, 2024, and as you might be able to tell from the quality difference, we do have the new GoPro camera that I'm using to record, and I'm here at a maybe unfamiliar spot. Although it is very close to the tennis court, it's kind of in the same area. There's this like basketball court area here, and there's this grass gap that I saw that kind of bridges between the basketball court and the walking path. And for whatever reason, I don't know what possessed me in my mind to think that I was ready for something like this, but I decided to try ollieing over this grass gap. And there's a couple different spots where you can do it from, one being the one I'm trying right now, and then I move over to a different one later. But yeah, I am certainly not ready for something like this, while additionally not wearing any sort of protective equipment. It is simply a foolish endeavor and not something I would recommend to anybody, but at least here in the first video on the GoPro, I don't really say a whole lot to the camera, but I start to change that up as we go on here. But yeah, it is pretty cool having this camera and being able to set it up to record. I also get a full-size tripod later on that allows me to record from a greater height. As you can see, like, I'm not even close to even trying to ollie this thing, and really not sure. I guess, you know, I got the new camera and I was kind of, I got maybe a little overexcited, a little overly ambitious, and wanted to try something new with it. Also, the tennis court, I believe, was taken on this day, which maybe influenced my decision making in that regard. That one, I mean, not horribly far off, but still not close, honestly, in my opinion. Additionally, I'm not sure what possessed me in these early times to, for some reason I recorded several different, like, smallish hill bombs on this day, which I've omitted the majority of them, but I do have one at the end of the video that I just left in. And yeah, clearly not ready for something like this, but you can kind of see how as it goes up to the big white bin in the far distance there, it's a bit of a hill. So like I recorded myself skating down this hill, but it's just like a first person POV of me riding along and nothing special really happens. And then there was one hill, or a couple hills, that I do as I head back home. But yeah, there's, I mean, the majority of the videos are of this skate progression are gonna be more so focused on learning tricks. I mean, maybe if I do some huge, massive, insane hill, then I'll record that. But then that also probably wouldn't be from a first-person perspective. I would, for some reason, I don't know what it is about cameras or how it works, but obviously, I mean, it's a pretty well-known phenomenon that they absolutely make things look much smaller or less steep or you know, less high up than they really are. And that is certainly the case with going down hills or doing anything like that. So yeah, that kind of doesn't help with recording stuff like that. But yeah, this is also a pretty horribly chosen camera angle. I mean, these are things I'll learn as we go here. But yeah, I think this is maybe my last attempt over that one. Never really got close whatsoever on this one. So I decide, you know, clearly I'm not quite going to be getting that. As you see, my shoe also has a hole all the way through it on the side. And this is the other spot where there is a bit of a grass gap and we are rather crooked here. Wonder if that's something I can adjust. So hopefully I have slightly adjusted the footage to make it not crooked. But again, that's not something I'm going to probably do for a majority of things. but for some reason this is way off. Either way, I think this gap is a little bit smaller, but there's still there's also in addition a slight decrease in elevation. So it's kind of like ollieing off a curb, but also ollieing pretty far. It'd be a pretty small curb, like pretty low curb, but yeah, again, not something I am even remotely ready to do, as you can see by my not even attempts. But I was feeling ambitious today. And you will later see that I do pay the price for my ambition. And I guess it might be a good time to say that, you know, if you're there, I do slam and bleed a bit. So if you don't want to see that, then maybe don't watch till the end, but it's just part of skateboarding, isn't it? I mean, falling and getting some slight injuries. Thankfully, it's nothing serious, but you will. I mean, we'll talk about that and see later on. Not even popping the tail. Simply way out of my depth here. Yeah, so very shortly after this is when the videos, in terms of, you know, video uploads, is when the videos will transition to more of the style I'm going to use going forward, where I'll have an initial clip where I'll talk about what I'm planning to do for the day or the session, and then there'll be clips of skating that are just going to be the skating. Again, unless it's some special thing that I want to interject in with my post commentary, but for the most part that won't be happening. That one was, you know, maybe a little bit close. It's hard to tell with this horribly chosen camera angle. The one I use later I think is a bit better. Yeah, I mean, this video does end up being pretty long, even though I did take out the random hill bombs I had filmed for reasons I'm still not certain about. Either way, I hope you're all having a fantastic day out there, enjoying yourself, staying safe. And if you're interested in following my skate progression journey, don't forget to drop a subscribe and leave me a like to show your support, any feedback. Additionally, I would love to see in those comments down below. That one I looked a little bit wobbly even rolling up to it, so probably best I bailed off of that. But yeah, that is something I am definitely looking forward to getting back to at some point, is this little grass gap. Because this is kind of, well, when I first bought my board back in 2020 and rode it for maybe a week, I got bodied by a stick on the ground. But that wasn't very bad and I didn't really hurt myself that much. This is pretty much my first, I guess you'd call it, big slam on the skateboard, where I got pretty injured. Well, pretty, I mean, it's relative, right? I get scraped up, banged up a bit. Almost did a kickflip there, it looked like. Not sure how that ended up happening, but... Well, almost did a kick... I mean, the board flipped. That's pretty much the extent of what happened there, if we're being honest with ourselves here, so... Yeah. And not too far off. Looks like someone's coming down to play basketball. Yeah, I may be a bit quieter here for a bit. You'll just see me continue attempting these. As people seem to be giving me some weird looks. I mean, that's one thing that was definitely, I don't know, I was kind of hoping would be different in the majority of my time skating around here and around this school and neighborhood area, I haven't really seen anybody else who skates, which is a shame. But I mean, I've met people at skate parks and stuff. There's been a couple people that, like one or two, but oof. Yeah, so that was kind of close, but I also slipped out. I should have taken that as the warning that I just clearly now saw it was. It looks like I do stop and take a break here, but I should have hung it up for the session, I think, there. But I decided, you know, I thought that was pretty close. Maybe I can still get it, so I'm setting up the camera a little bit again here, and this time I decided to move it over here, which I think maybe does capture the jump a bit better. It's pretty far for, I mean, especially for my first sort of gap jump attempt. And this is teaching me a good lesson to never put my camera on the grass, because it's not straight. This is another crooked view, it would appear, which I'll have to straighten out. I mean, it's not hard to do, but it's just annoying. I think this, again, like I said, better captures the actual gap of the jump. I think it's like maybe a board and a half long. As you see me over there trying to stretch out and loosen up for some more attempts, do a practice ollie or so. Oh, trying a frontside 180 even. Way off in the distance there. And still doing my stupid tail stop. Yeah, I think I took a break and sat down for a bit in between the clips, which is why I'm trying to get back warmed up and loose, but yeah, this is it's kind of the vibe, the skating session vibe that I'm going to be going for these videos for the most part. I mean, I can take a quick look and maybe see when do I start doing my little introductory and talking. Looks like in about 3 videos time. So on the March 29th video, I seem to be doing a lot of talking, so we'll see about that. Yeah, we're back to trying some attempts over this gap here. Yeah, it seems that slip out really was the ill omen, because there's not a whole lot of attempts left for the ultimate disaster. And you can see I'm just leaning back way too much. I don't have any understanding of how my balance is actually meant to work and my weight's meant to shift as the ollie completes or anything. I absolutely am not prepared for this sort of trick or this jump or anything. But hey, you know, if you don't try and push your limits, you'll never grow. Isn't that like what they say? Though in this case, I definitely could have pushed my limits in other areas. And that's what I do. I kind of take like a reset where I go back to the basics quite a bit. In you know, in the ensuing time after this, I believe. But yeah, we do have the slam coming up here soon, and then after that I have a short clip where I show the injuries a bit and complain, and then we have the hill bomb, which I'm not going to say anything over. So if you want to watch that hill, that slight hill bomb, I mean, it's not a big hill, or it's kind of steep, but it's not super steep. It's just one of the things I ride to get more comfortable on the board to and from the park. Then you can feel free to check that out, but nothing special happens in the hill bomb. So here it is right here. I jump, whoop, land with one foot on the board, slip out horribly and slam pretty bad. Luckily, I did not hit my head. That would have been really bad. But I did get pretty hurt, as you'll see here. Pissed at the gap, and yeah, scraped up my hand. My elbow got pretty wrecked.
I'll be back.
Not ideal.
Fuck this, dude. Why is it bleeding so much? My fucking elbows.
So I didn't even complete the hill bomb since somebody was in the way there. But yeah, as you can see, the injuries are pretty gnarly. I mean, it hurt pretty bad, and it was, again, my first major slam. But that is it for today. Hope you all enjoyed the first session on my new camera. I'm looking forward to continuing this series with the better footage and the vlog style in the near future. Hope you did enjoy. Leave me your feedback in the comments. Subscribe for more. Hit the like button. And I'll see you guys next time for some more skate progression.